Well, hello everybody. It's me, Emmy. Thank you so much for joining me. On the last episode, we managed to build this beautiful starter home. We built a 5-minute iron farm in just under an hour, and we managed to gather a few resources. On this episode, I want to work on digging out our mining tunnel. I plan on adding a decorative tree farm to the base, and anything beyond that is a bonus because, let's face it, we're still extremely new in this world and we have so much to do. But first, we have some important business to take care of. If you remember in the last episode, we planted that very first potato. Well, that potato was the very first one picked, and it now will go in a frame on the wall in a place of honor. As you can see, I've worked on the interior of the house and basically made it a glorified storage unit. But I have to stay organized for my own sanity, so this is going to have to do until we can get an auto-sorting unit in place. One of the first things I want to tackle today is working on our mining tunnel. We've got this pretty cool mining entrance built onto the side of the house, and I at least wanted to get the framework of the mining tunnel in place. It appears as though we have broken into an area that begs to be explored. Ooh, nice! And our first spawner. I would be hoping for skeletons or spiders. Zombies are kind of boring, but I will take anything at this point. It'll be nice to have a source of XP. Oh, please be something good and have some good loot and don't kill me. Ooh, okay. Easy, 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 easy. All right, you two fellas, take care of each other, and I will take care of myself. Ooh, I'm super excited though. I love it being a skeleton spawner because we will have bones for bone meal and plenty of arrows and hopefully get some good bows. So this is a wonderful development. All right, let's try and get in there before it fills up again. I did get one torch down. Ouch. But I don't think it's enough to stop them from spawning. Quick, quick, quick. There we go. All right. Now let's see if we can get some good loot. Please. All right, it's all right. It's a golden apple, not enchanted, but you know, beggars, all that stuff. And always happy to have the name tags. All right, well, didn't knock my socks off, but I am grateful for whatever we can get. So this is definitely going to be a future project. So for now, I'm just going to dig out a little pathway so that it makes it as easy as possible for me to remember exactly where this was. Not that I would ever forget, no. But yeah, just so I don't forget. Once we get the actual XP farm built, then I will build a grand and glorious hallway to it. Okay, I need a little bit of fresh air from the mining, so I figured we would come back up here and gather some animals. So I'm going to grab some fencing and make a couple of pens and then grab some wheat, and we're going to see if we can round up some cows and some sheep. My plan in the future is to pretty much have automated farms for everything, but for right now I've got to say this little farming area off the side of the house comes in extremely handy. So I'm thinking this little area just right behind the house should be good enough, and this is just going to be a modest little fenced-in area. I do, however, have some pretty cool plans for a proper barn in the future. That's the funny thing about the early game is, I don't know, you know how you guys do, like if you have a definitive plan, if I'm going to do A, B, C, and D, I get a little bit flustered because there's so many things that I want to do all at the same time, and that's just obviously not possible. Oh, we got our first cow. But yeah, it's just like, you know, you need one thing which needs 3 other things, which means you need to build farms for those, but to build that farm you need to get this resource, and it's just kind of like chasing your tail mentality. So I'm doing the best I can to keep my focus, but I am definitely very easily distracted. And actually I think I see another participant over here, so let's grab this one. This is perfect. All we need is 2 to start with, and then we can just start breeding them. But anyway, so yeah, I can't even keep my focus for the conversation. But anyway, yeah, I've got a pretty cool barn design that I'm really looking forward to doing. It may actually end up being the next episode, too. With the cows in place, that just leaves us with rounding up some sheep. And, oh, okay, we've got quite a few actually over here. The more the merrier. I'd rather start with a good little group of sheep and save some breeding time, so this should be great. Oh, you know what, the one thing I do hate though, and I'm sure I'm not alone on this, is the animals are so annoying to lead over. Like, you have to go so slow, and for me, like, I'll walk a few steps, stop, turn around, check. Walk a few steps, stop, turn around, check. And even going this slow, like, we still got a couple of stragglers. I predict we're going to lose that one way in the back. But I'm not even running, and we did, see? See? Come on, buddy. It's just super annoying. Okay, finally getting closer. And apparently we've picked up a couple of hitchhikers on our way. All right, everybody, it's time to get in the pen. Single file, follow me. And then I usually end up getting trapped in these because I forget to leave myself a way out. However, I will show you my secret way of getting out that I'm so proud of. I don't know if other people do it, but I just plop down a boat and hop in it, and voila, out of the pen. And before you roast me in the comments, I do know that I could do a fence gate, but I find them annoying, and usually animals end up escaping, so I normally just end up putting carpet on top of the fences. And I'm back to recording because I couldn't help myself, and I did end up going back underground just to see what else I could find, and I found this mine shaft. So I have not yet found the spawner, but I figured I would hopefully try to find some of the loot chests, and I'm going to grab as much of the track under here as I can. Even though, I mean, technically I probably don't even need to because our iron farm is really kind of killing it. But I can't resist grabbing resources because I'm just always happy to get anything for free in this game. So I'm just gonna roam around and see what I can come up with down here. Actually, I realized that I'm desperate for string so that we can make some scaffolding, so I'm going to grab every bit of cobweb or string that I can get my hands on while I'm down here as well. It would appear that we've found the spider brain center. And I hate these things. It's like no matter how careful I am, I always end up getting poisoned. Ooh, hurry, 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 hurry. Oof. Alright, I think the one should do it. Make sure nobody's coming up behind me. Alright. My goodness, I think I may live to see another day. And woohoo! Ooh! Alright, that's our first chest under there. Treat us well. Dear spiders, treat us well. Alright, let's see what we've got. I mean, an enchanted book. I think that's really what I'm rooting for, aside from the notch apple, is I want some sort of decent enchanted book, and I have come up empty every single time. But as always, we shall be grateful for whatever we get. But heaven forbid it's an enchanted book. I am definitely good to grab the gold, because I know we're going to need it once we start getting into the villager curing. And I certainly do not have the gold farm in my radar this early in the game, so I will grab every little bit we can get our hands on. Ooh, okay, and our second minecart with chest. Be good to me. Still no book. Alright, we gotta start finding some stuff to ditch from our inventory. So I'll grab the stuff and be grateful, and we shall carry on. To be honest, I'm kind of ready to head out of here because there's not too much more I'm willing to sacrifice out of my inventory, but we'll grab as much as we can, and then I think I'm going to try to head out. Oh, it's so nice to see home. Is it just me, or are you guys the same way when after you've gone adventuring or exploring or mining or whatever, it's just So nice to be back home. That's why I like to build a nice home early in the game. Another thing that I do want to work on is even just the very, very beginnings of the pathway that we're going to be using throughout the base. It'll be much easier once I get a Silk Touch pickaxe, but for now I'm actually going to have to just cook up some cobblestone so I can get myself some regular stone. Which also reminds me, now I'm pretty excited that now that we've got the, oh gosh, what's it called? Dripstone? Is that what it's called? It's absolutely escaping my brain, but I want to get a little lava farm set up too so that we've got a better source of fuel. But anyway, I'm going to just do a very quick representation of what the path is going to look like, just to kind of give a little bit more of a finished look to the front of the house. But I think this time I'm going to go with, you know, kind of the old standards of stone, stone brick, andesite, a little bit of tuff in there, and just kind of mix the pattern up just to make it look interesting. But like I said, I mean, I'll probably even just change the flow of this, but I just kind of wanted to get an idea so I could just kind of get the feel of it. And even just with the first few blocks in place, to be honest, I'm already loving it. So I think this is going to be a worthy addition to the homestead. I need to be able to cook up a lot more of the cobblestone to make stone, so I'm going to go ahead and make that lava farm real quick so that we can get that going. I'm just going to keep things nice and simple. I will use 6 cauldrons and just make a real simple little lava farm out behind the house here. Not that it matters for this lava farm, but for what it's worth, I do have fire tick turned off. Alright, let me put these cauldrons right back here. I have no idea if this is a good spot or not. It's just kind of what I've landed on. But for some reason I'm in a mood to use tuff today, it seems. So the first row that I put on top of the cauldrons will end up being an air block. And then the next block is where the dripstone will be, but it needs something to attach to, and that is this top row. So I will break these. I'm pretty sure I just put 8 down on that top row, didn't I? And I've repeatedly said that I'm doing 6, but yeah, we'll pretend like we haven't noticed. So I'll attach the dripstone here and admit that I'm not good at the maths and break those. And then I think I wish I would have made some scaffolding. So yeah, I'm going to have to make some of that soon. But anyway, we are going to just put a border around this in order to hold the lava in. So as of now, I only have 1 bucket of lava. So the plan is we will put that 1 bucket of lava up top here, and it will collect in one of the cauldrons, which will allow me to then grab another bucket of lava, and I will add it to the area up here, and kind of a lather, rinse, repeat. We'll just keep going until we fill this entire area up so that eventually all 6 cauldrons will fill up with lava. And in typical me fashion, once I've built something, I've decided there's a way I would rather have done it. So I am actually going to swap out the tuff for some glass blocks, because I think it would be kind of cool to be able to have the glow of the lava up here. So yeah, I don't know why I don't think of these things before I start building, but at least this one's an easy fix. And then I'll just do the corners from down below. I think that's just as easy. And it's so nice to have scaffolding. I will swap these out. I think I'm 1 block shy, but I'll go back and grab it. And then, yeah, that already looks cool. I could have done glass underneath, I guess, but I don't know. I kind of wanted a solid block under there just for grins and giggles. And now it's time to move on to the tree farm. Now I could just make it nice and simple and show you a complete time lapse of the build from beginning to end, but that's no fun. I'd rather do a little bit of terraforming and tell you a little story if you're willing to listen. As all good stories start, once upon a time, there was an old woman sitting on a bus. She had no car, and for that matter, she didn't even know how to drive. So she had to take the bus clear across town in order to get her groceries. One day, while she was riding back from her weekly shopping trip, it began to rain. The bus stopped to pick up the next group of travelers, and a young woman sat down next to the old lady. She started to go on and on, complaining about the rain. "I styled my hair perfectly today, and now it's ruined. And I have my good shoes on, and now they're going to get dirty from all the mud. I hate having to deal with all the mud that rain brings. Ugh, my day is ruined." The old lady smiled at the young girl and then turned her gaze towards the window. On the window, she began to watch a single droplet as it worked its way slowly down the glass, winding its own path along the way. As it gently rolled along, the old lady marveled at all the reflections dancing within it. It was as if the entire world surrounding the bus was captured in that one little drop. She pondered about the very nature of the raindrop being able to hold its own unique shape as it trickled down the window. In her eyes, everything about that raindrop was simply beautiful. So, the next time your day gets a little bit cloudy, think to yourself, would you rather see the mud, or would you rather see the raindrop? I love that story. Okay, now that the area has been pretty much leveled out, we just need to start mapping out the layout for the tree farm. I got the inspiration for this tree farm from a user named Nashcraft, I believe her name is. I thought it was a really cool idea. I changed a few things up on it, but for the most part, that's where the idea came from. So if you're looking for a big automatic tree farm, you've come to the wrong place. This is really more of a decorative element, if you will, for the base. So it's all manual grown trees, but it's just kind of contained in a nice little structure. I thought it was a pretty cool idea. I worked on a bit of a pathway leading up to the tree farm, sticking with the same block palette as I did at the house. And in the middle here is our stick trade, fellas. And then off in the distance, we've recruited the help of a very influential doctor that is going to cure our villagers should they become ill. And they shall become ill. The original design had oak trees planted in the middle, but I don't really care for oak trees that much, so I am more focused on the spruce and the dark oak, and the benefit of a tree farm like this is no podzol to have to deal with. And then I added the scaffolding because I tend to like chopping these big trees from the top, working my way down. So that, in a nutshell, is the tree farm. And the last thing that I wanted to do before we wrap things up is I just wanted to do a little bit of a design on the walls of the mine shaft leading down. I'm certainly not going to complete it today, or probably anytime soon, but I at least wanted to get the relative pattern in place so that I know what I'm doing. I don't know if you saw it earlier or not, but I did add a little bit of decoration up here. I know I'm super wasteful with resources. Not the best use of the gunpowder, I'm sure, but it looks so cool to have the TNT here. Not to mention the fact that I know I spent way too much gold working on the powered rails for this rail system, but it just was such a cool idea and I really wanted to do it. I know I'm going to need it for the villager curing, but I'll worry about that when I get to it. I mean, you gotta live a little and have a little bit of fun, right? And who doesn't like a fast minecart ride down to the mining area? It certainly beats hitting your head on the wall, bouncing down block by block. Actually, if I'm being honest, there's a mod that I really want to install. I think it's called either Faster Minecarts or Better Minecarts. That if you guys have been playing this game for a while, way back in the olden days, minecarts were like stupidly fast. And they slowed them down, which always was kind of a bummer to me. So I'm kind of curious to try that, but we'll see. Okay, sorry, enough playing around. Now, time to get to work. So what I'm thinking would look cool is to use the dark oak for like the accent beams, and then the walls I'm going to do with just the spruce planks. And actually the dark oak, I like the strip dark oak. I don't know why, for all this time I've never paid much attention to strip dark oak, and then I used it for something the other day, and now it's like one of my new favorite blocks. And that is the start of the tunnel design done at least. A whole heck of a lot more to go, but now at least I kind of know what the general feel is going to be like, and I like it, and I hope you like it too. Well, I would say we accomplished quite a lot this episode, at least everything we intended to, but we've got a whole heck of a lot more to do, so I hope that you will subscribe so that you don't miss out on the next episode when we continue our journey in this brand new Minecraft world. All right, thank you so much, you guys, for sticking around, and I hope to see you again. Bye-bye.